That sounded wet.
Okay, let's do this. Ready, Mitch? Cool.
That's a good appearance.
We should just always reference him off camera in every single episode.
I try to. Hello and welcome back to the WePC podcast. Now this is episode 3 of 73.
Is it 74?
I think it might have been. I don't know. I've lost count. 3. Always a good start.
Yeah.
This is why I failed my GCSE maths. I am here with...
Did you actually fail your GCSE
I actually
maths?
failed my GCSE maths. It's a
Oh,
good thing I'm
mate.
creative. Like...
Well, I'm going to take you off all of the spreadsheets.
No, because they have inbuilt math stuff, don't they? So that's
Inbuilt
fine.
math
Yeah.
stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mathematics. So,
Stay in school.
I'm Elliot. I've been in every single podcast so far, so if you've been listening, you should know who I am. I'm here with Danielle.
Hello.
Danielle, introduce yourself
I'm
and what
Danielle.
you do.
Oh, I'm the editor at WePC, so I'm in charge of almost everything that is produced on WePC, mostly writing.
She's in charge of editing.
I'm in charge of, yeah.
Yeah. And then Jack.
I am Jack. I am the head of social.
Nice. There you go. Okay.
It's true.
Short and simple, straight to the point. We can't really find it.
Yeah.
So this week's topic is growing up a gamer. Now, everyone in our office grew up a gamer, so everyone wanted to do this one. You two got chosen because
we don't know
needed
anything else.
people.
Yeah,
We
we
can't do the
rank.
tech one, so
Yeah.
here we are.
And then Mitch is here. Say hi, Mitch. There's Mitch. the
Which is
intern.
always here.
Yeah. So our first... Mitch is always here. He never leaves. So the first topic for our Grow Up a Gamer is your favourite games from your childhood and how you think they'd hold up today. So I'm going to start with Danielle.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, because
We're all a
I
little
know
bit
you've not done
worried.
research, so I'm going to put you on the spot.
How do you research on yourself? I just know my favourite things.
Do a creative essay, maybe a retrospective. You know.
kind of collage.
I spent like 2 minutes yesterday making a quick bullet point list so that I knew that I'd thought of something. So technically did do research. I mean, yeah, growing up, I was a console gamer. Still am a little bit. Sorry. PC
Yeah, I'm
games.
not a PC master race guy at all.
Yeah.
And then I also remember I got a Game Boy from them, although I don't know what they replaced that with. But I still have my Game Boy, and it still works.
Advance or colour?
No, Game Boy.
Oh.
No, Game Boy. And
that's
then I got a
old.
Game Boy Color after that. But yeah, I still have the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color because I'm cool. So it was a lot of Pokemon, definitely when I was growing up, which holds up really well today.
I was
going
going to say that was one of the ones on my list. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody played Pokemon.
yeah.
Everyone. You didn't play Pokemon?
No, I played Pokemon, but I don't agree that it holds up today. I think, especially nowadays, it's gone super stale.
I mean, I do think that like Pokemon Sword, because I've played through and finished that and restarted it, it was really easy compared to like older games. Like my party didn't get knocked out once in the entire game. Like not once did I get knocked out. All the gym battles were super easy, and I was like, this is...
Did you do what I did and went into the wild zone, go in and do all the Dynamaxes, get all of the candies, and then just up your main Pokemon to level 100 straight away, and then just absolutely
monster.
ditch the game?
No, I did try and play it like at the pace you're supposed to. You know, like I didn't spend too long just beefing. Because the other thing is, you know, I never understood that thing in Pokemon where it says Pokemon up to level 30 will listen to this trainer. I've never had a Pokemon not listen to me, no matter what level they were. So I don't know how much that really...
I remember having problems with that, like on the really early ones, like the Fire Red type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had the issues there, but now I've never had that issue
No.
either. No.
Because
Okay,
they all just leveled up way too quick.
Who was your starters then?
Charmander.
Squirtle.
Bulbasaur?
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I'm a huge fan of Bulbasaur, and I get the piss taken out of me consistently for picking Bulbasaur, and he's just so cute.
He is cute, but he's not as cute as
yeah.
Charmander.
Oh, Squirtle.
I have a Charmander, like... So when I went to Comic-Con a couple years ago, Build-A-Bear was there. So
Okay.
they had like this huge Build-A-Bear thing, and they had all the Pokemon ones. So I got a Charmander Build-A-Bear, and then I got a Pikachu Build-A-Bear with a Charizard like hoodie on, so that it was like the little evolution. It was really cute. I also have a Charmander onesie that my brother got me. And he's just so... Did you see the Pokemon episode
I do,
when he got
yeah.
introduced? And he was like... His trainer had abandoned him in the middle of the woods and told him to wait there for him to come back, and he wasn't coming back, but Charmander wouldn't leave. And then it started to rain, and his fire tail almost went out, and then he was going to die, and it was so sad.
I'd love to take the piss out of her for this, but I have seen that episode and it is genuinely heartbreaking. Yeah, I actually side with her on this. She's right.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Did you not watch the Pokemon series when you were a kid?
I watched Indigo League a little bit. The only real thing Pokemon that I've actually watched is the first movie.
Did you get the shiny card when you went to the cinema?
I didn't go to the cinema. You're forgetting I'm a lot younger than both of you.
Excuse me.
And I had it on VHS when I was 9. And bearing in mind that was like in the mid 2000s when DVDs were a thing.
You just chose not to have them.
We just didn't know. We used to get our DVDs off a guy called Dodgy Dave.
Everyone had one.
Everyone had
he just didn't have any of the Pokemon movies, so we had to go and get the VHS.
He was a Digimon kind of guy.
I was Yu-Gi-Oh.
See, I never got into Yu-Gi-Oh. Although I feel like
Sort
we're
of
veering
into
off topic
Yu-Gi-Oh.
slightly, because is Yu-Gi-Oh even a video game?
They have.
They did like a full
Oh, they
series
did?
of video
Yeah.
games.
Oh, they
from-
did?
Yeah.
So we've got
Some of them were
Pokemon.
okay.
We've got Pokemon. That's one.
That's one.
And then, is there any more you think hold up today?
I mean, the other games I used to play a lot were Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9, because they were the ones on the PlayStation. And we've literally had a remake of Final Fantasy 7, and I still play them constantly. Like, I think I have 8 on my phone, just for like, you can play on your phone. But like, it's not the best controls,
I
but
knew
it's
that
just,
you could
know.
get some of them. Like I knew that they were all
Yeah.
available on PC, and I knew you could get some of them on phone. But I didn't know we'd hit the point where we could get like up to 8.
Yeah, I
working
think
on
you
a
can get
phone
up to
at this
9, I
point.
think, on your phone. Like, up to the PlayStation ones, I think. I don't know if you can get the PS2 ones.
I don't think you can, because I think that's a gripe Jay has week in, week out.
Oh, Final Fantasy 10, he's obsessed.
Yeah. That's all I hear about.
But would you want to play it on a phone?
No, I don't.
See, that's the thing.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
any game that's available on a phone, I'm just not engaged with it. I'm just not.
Is it really bad of me if I say I've never played a Final Fantasy game?
That's not funny.
I mean, it's shocking. Did you own PlayStations when you were younger?
Well, I had a PS1 for
So
a
you should
while.
have played it then.
And
Because
then I
that's
had
what
a
these were
PS2.
on.
Yeah.
7, 8, and 9 were on PS1.
And then I had a PS3, and now I've got a PS4. So I have had a few
You really should have played
PlayStations,
it.
but yeah, I've never played. They weren't my type of games.
You're missing out on so much.
Like I got into the Final Fantasy games way later on. Like I started with 10 and then went back to all the other
Oh,
ones.
okay.
I think I dropped into 5, which I quite liked. But yeah, I've not done too much of them.
Fair
No,
enough, so-
I did skip over a bunch of them after. Like, I did 7, 8, and 9. I did try 10. But I didn't really like it very much, which I've said to Joe before. So
I can't
he's
wait.
aware of
I
this.
can't wait for the edit of this.
I think mostly, I think it was just because I was so used to the style of 7, 8, and 9, because they're all kind of a similar style. And then you go to the PS2 and it was just so different. And I was like, oh, I don't like change. But I did like 10 too, because it was like 3 female characters and you got to change their outfits to give them special skills. And I'm a girl, so I love that kind of thing. It was great.
I hate it.
I mean, it was a terrible game.
It was
It was a
awful.
terrible game, but you literally got to just change outfits and then have different magical powers, and it was just all girls. And I was like, well,
So, if any game developers are listening and your target audience is Danielle, all
We
you
found
need to
the
do
entire target
yeah,
audience, yeah.
is just 3 female characters and let them change.
yeah,
That's it.
give me female characters and dressing up. Give me Barbie dolls in video games, and I'm all yours.
Kim
Yeah,
Kardashian's
Danielle did
Hollywood
spend,
tycoon. That is exactly what you need.
No.
Danielle did spend a long time taking me through her Animal Crossing island and showing me the different outfits that she's
Yeah.
been putting together for her characters.
And we put on a poop hat today.
in quarantine. Yes.
'Cause
Poop hat.
A poop hat.
Yes, she's bought 3 colours of poop
Yeah.
hats. That's not something that I should know, but that's something I know now.
As in poop has hats or hats shaped like poop?
Well,
or-
it's technically called a soft serve hat, and it's meant to be like ice cream, but it literally just
sense.
looks like a poop. So I got a brown one because it's a poop hat, and then I got a white one, and I got a gold shiny one. So I have 3 poop hats.
Okay, 3 poop. So we'll move on from Danielle. So Jack, Your favourite games for your childhood and how you think they'd hold up today.
So I always had the Pokemon ones, but we kind of covered that. The other ones that I'm thinking of are ones that like were a game back then, but are still a game now. Like, I know that you also play World of Warcraft. Like, there was a period where I was super into it. I'm not proud to say it. It doesn't make me cool, but I was into it. And it's still going now, but it's just not the same. It's just not as good as it was back then. And I don't think there's many games where that's the case. I think most games... You know what? Actually, I take that back. Most of the games that I liked back then just... aren't as good now. They're just not. I've tried going back, whether it's remastered or you're just going back to the original, and it's just never as good. Like Crash Bandicoot. Take Crash. Like, I just don't think the new versions were as good as the old.
Well, there's a phenomenon, and I watched the video on Vsauce about this. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Michael, which is called Juvenoia, and it's basically where you believe that the stuff from your childhood was better than what comes after. Mm-hmm. And it's why kids these days are more annoying than what you remember yourself to be. And it's this whole like massive phenomenon about why boomers hate millennials and why millennials hate Gen Z and why Gen Z hate everybody. Yeah. And it's a literal like there's been studies into it. So that's really interesting that you don't think things hold up, because usually you'd find that you're more likely to think that games hold up from your childhood as opposed to ones you played when you were like a teenager or things like that. Like, I hate half the games from when I was a teenager, but looking back, like I've got notes. I bought notes. I prepared. And it's like
mental notes.
So I had like the Return of the King game, which was on PS2. Yes, the Return of the King.
I remember it, yeah. I remember it.
Which I don't care. It holds up. It still holds up. It is like the films. It's just...
Right, I'm going to... When Jay's editing this, I want him to put in some footage from the original Return of the King. I want everyone to look at it.
Do it.
And
I don't care.
I in my head, I'm trying to remember it, and I feel like it would look awful now, right?
Oh, it looks awful, but at the same time, it just holds up. Like, it's just one of them games that is just like, it's just classic. Like, you start at Helm's Deep and you go and just, you're Gandalf doing your own little thing, and then you've got to kill.
Bubble.
Yes.
I remember the bubble.
Yeah, and then you shoot and you're like that. And it's just, that could be edited wrong. That could be edited very wrong.
I'm so glad that just happened.
And then you just go for it. Like in the movies, the Frodo storylines are just a bit meh. Like but like the Gandalf, Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli stuff, that's just beautiful. Like, yeah, and then Vice City I put down as well. Yeah. Because I always think everyone raves about San Andreas. Everyone raves about San Andreas and says it's the best GTA ever and all this. I didn't like it. I don't think it holds up as well as Vice City does.
I've only played Vice City.
See, Vice City.
I never owned any GTA games because my parents wouldn't let me buy them. So I would go to my best friend's house whenever I would sleep over at hers, and he had this tiny little back room that had the PlayStation and the TV, and we like squashed up like a foot away from it, really, because it was tiny, and we'd just sit in there. We'd both play Vice City and like take in turns to pass the controller between each other. But no, I was not allowed a game where you could run over prostitutes and do drug deals. Hell no.
My parents were never home, so it was fine.
Yeah, you're okay. Yeah.
I was cool.
I was allowed Spice World, the game.
Oh.
You know. There's a Spice World, the game.
Is that like the Spice Girls or the drug?
Yeah,
Have you never seen Spice World?
Spice World? Is this like a video game of the Spice Girls?
No, it's a film.
Have you seen the movie?
No.
Spice World.
What? Is this a Spice Girls movie?
Yes.
There's
a Spice Girls movie.
Oh
There
my
was a Spice
God.
Girls movie.
I didn't know this. No, I had no idea there was a Spice Girls movie. What do they do?
Spice up your life. That's what they do, Jack.
They drive around in a big double-decker bus with a Union Jack on it, and I don't really.
Are they like a superhero team?
It wasn't
So
really.
They're just the Spice Girls, but they get into shenanigans. There definitely was. I just don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But they made a game from the movie, so I had Spice World the game on my PlayStation.
That's a thing. What happened to games based on movies? They just stopped doing that at a certain point, and some of them were awful. Other ones,
Harry Potter,
were
looking
pretty
at you.
good.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
The Harry Potter game was awful.
No, I am a firm believer. One of the like, I got a Wii really late because I won it in a I won it in a showground festival at my home.
Oh no, I just bought mine.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Thank you for making me feel poor. But it was like Wii Sports Archery, and it was the first, like, you had to get the highest score, and I just trounced everybody. And I have no idea why or how I did it. Or I was just like, there were 35-year-old men, and I was there, aged 11, like, just whacking the absolute out of people. And I sat there, I was like, we just got a call one day, and everyone was like, Elliot, you won a Wii. And I was like, yeah. And so we went and picked up where the first game I got was Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix.
Oh my god.
And it was amazing because it's the first game I've ever played where you just actually do the wand movement with the Wii controller. And it made me feel like I was actually in Harry Potter. And I don't care what you say.
Oh no, I had the very first one.
Yeah,
so I had
I
Philosopher's
remember
Stone.
the
So that was that
first
PS2
ones,
or PS1? I think
PS1,
PS1.
sure.
Yeah.
And I just remember like early on in the game, I didn't get very far in it. There's like a flying thing when you have to fly through those rings.
Oh, yeah.
I could not
Oh,
do
yeah.
that.
On the broomstick, and I got stuck
rage
on that
quit
as well,
that
yeah.
so many
it's like
times.
Superman 64 levels of...
Yes.
Like I'm not good at like driving games or anything like that. Like I can't do spatial awareness basically. And I just time and time again tried to do this Harry Potter flying course thing, and I just never did it. I think that's as far as I got, and I just quit because I was like, I hate this game.
But like, so we've mentioned like two big franchises there, the Harry Potter one and Lord of the Rings. They're both bringing out like new open world games in like probably the next year, if they kind of step up a little bit, because it's been slowing down. But would you guys even want to play those?
Yes. Not even a shadow of a doubt.
The Lord of the Rings one, absolutely there for.
Yeah.
Because, I think it's
been
because
a
I
bad-
enjoyed the original games. But the Harry Potter ones, I remember not enjoying them. So the idea of an open world,
I think the thing for me is because it's going to be an RPG, isn't it? Apparently. And I think that's a lot, especially nowadays, that carries a lot more weight. I think if you're bringing out just a first-person Harry Potter game on, Jesus, what's left, the Cursed Child or something, like, it's going to be atrocious. But because you're allowing people who have grown up with Harry Potter to then step in as themselves or an RPG into Harry Potter, it opens up so many more possibilities that you can have in a game than just following. I think that's why things like War in the North, when it's Lord of the Rings, and the Shadow of Mordor and everything has worked so well, because it's in the universe, but it doesn't take away from what everybody loves. If anything, it enhances it.
see, I think games like that are gonna
Really good points over here. Brilliant.
Do you need a minute? Do you want a drink?
yeah,
It is, yeah. Just
have a stretch.
good job.
Walk
Good
up and
job.
down a bit.
See, I would play the Lord of the Rings ones. To get super serious for a minute, I wouldn't want to put any money into Harry Potter with J.K. Rowling's recent behaviors. So I wouldn't. I would, as much as I loved the books growing up and the movies growing up, it was a huge part of my childhood. I'm not putting any more money into that franchise while she's still attached to it, which she always will be.
Is she
So.
attached to the game though? Because
Well, she'll get royalties
She'll get
because she
royalties,
created it all.
I thought she'd done all that now. I thought she'd sold them off because it's Warner Brothers games, isn't it? So
Yeah.
she already sold Warner Brothers the rights.
But I'm sure she must get royalty money from it. But and it's a similar issue with things like Ubisoft, where like a lot of their senior leadership are getting sent down for this kind of thing. Does that mean that we should boycott Ubisoft as a company, or does that mean that we try and separate the individuals from the artwork that they create? It comes down to that whole debate, and I don't know where to stand on that.
I think
I don't know where to
I'm
stand
a
on that
firm
now.
believer of it depends on the individual. Personally, I think if it depends on the individual and what they've done. Like,
It's a situational thing, and it
Yes.
also depends how that situation is being handled by the companies and stuff going forward. There's a lot of different factors that can play into it, but
like Ubisoft recognised it was happening. They're investigating it. They've released statements. They've kept everybody updated. Well, sort of. Ubisoft Forward, we'll just gloss over that one.
Yeah.
But they did release, some acknowledgement of it. And they did say that we are working towards this, and this is what we are going to do. It's whether you take that with a pinch of salt or not, and say,
I feel like if it had been single events, then surely only one or two members of staff had been going down. But the problem is, like, if there's that many staff that are culpable of this kind of thing, it must have been going on for at least some period of time.
Mm-hmm.
So then that makes me wonder, okay, well, if that was being accepted for all that amount of time, yeah,
you've got to think how far it goes back.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, when they actually take action and show us actions that they've taken rather than saying we're looking into it, then, possibly. But just saying we're looking into it is absolutely nothing.
I know.
Like, you've not done anything yet.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Slightly off the topic of childhood.
Don't really know how to segue to the next topic now. Like, we're kind of like, speaking of going all the way back, what do you think is the best console to be bought out? That's the best I could do, to be perfectly honest. Mitch, any ideas?
Not much better than that.
Cool. So we'll move on. We'll move on. So the next point of topic in the podcast, which thank you for staying with us if you've made it here, is
we
which
just had to get real for a minute.
Yeah.
get the 411. Which console do you think has had the biggest impact on both yourself and the community as a whole? So we'll start with Jack this time, because we started with Danielle last time, and I feel like it's unfair to go to her again when she's not prepped.
So I would say console overall, probably the PlayStation 1. I think the PlayStation 1 was probably the one that had the most cultural impact. For me, though, I want to say PC probably had more of an impact, because I was playing PC games before I got a console. Like that was my segue into it, which is probably different to a lot of people, where they start on console, then they move over to PC. But I was playing a lot of PC titles beforehand. So for me, that's the one that's... I think it's also because it's always there. That's the thing. Like, I was playing PC back then, still playing PC games right now. It's something that you've got to update every now and then, but the core principle of it has never really changed. Whereas something like a PlayStation 1, it's fine for its cycle, but as soon as it's over, in my mind, it's gone. I don't go back and play PlayStation 1 games after I've finished playing that title. As soon as PlayStation 2 comes out, I'm onto the PlayStation 2 at that point. Mm-hmm. Whereas PC, I can go back to whenever I want.
See, PlayStation 2 is what I had. So, because, and I've actually, again, I've researched. You're welcome, Danielle. So, the PlayStation 2, I've got it straight from Wikipedia.
Oh, reliable source.
Yes. Well, the PlayStation 3 was out from 2006-7 to 2017. That's when they stopped production of the PlayStation 3. But the PlayStation 2 was inside from the year 2099, whichever source you want to believe, to 2013. So I'd like a much longer run. It sold over 1.5 billion games for the PlayStation 2 and 155 million units. And it was the first with backwards compatibility.
I will say, though, the PS3 is the best-selling console of all time. Because... Yeah, I know that because I'm doing statistical stuff at the moment, so that's actually a fact that I researched yesterday.
Yeah, but the Xbox 360 was cheaper, so I got that one instead.
The Xbox 360 was a better console.
I did prefer the Xbox 360.
We
I
did
loved
have
the
one,
360.
actually. I think we had... Yeah. I mean, my brother had an Xbox 360. When he moved away, he left that there because you can't really take consoles across the world with you in your luggage. It's not that easy. So he left it there. So I did play. I played one of the Fables on that. I remember.
See, I think at the time as well, Xbox 360 had a lot more going for it. It had the price point. It had Halo. It had
Gears.
Yeah, and it had all of that there. Not so much now. Now, PlayStation just swamps Microsoft in the exclusive department. But at the time, the better games were coming out on Xbox 360.
Ooh.
And I think that's where I always go. That's the thing. Like you can throw a lot of these stats on performance out there, but the thing is, all I really want to know is, okay, what can I play on that console that I can't play on another? So why, again, like a lot of the time you'll gravitate back to PC because you'll probably be able to play more titles on PC than you will be on any of the consoles. You might have to wait a little bit, but eventually you'll get hold of it.
13 years.
Yeah.
in some
Yeah.
cases.
Yes.
Look at it.
I've done my way.
I mean, so we've mentioned PlayStation, we've mentioned Xbox. I've got to stand up a little bit for the Nintendo camp because let's face it, no one else has been able to make handheld consoles like they have. They've tried, but they've never stuck around. PSP came out.
And that was such a good... It was so good, though.
It seemed really cool. I didn't have one because it was like super expensive, so I couldn't buy one. But out of like all of those, Nintendo has consistently brought out the handheld console and it's just completely dominated that market. So you got to admit they're pretty good. Obviously, Game Boy Color, personal favorite of mine. I had a purple one and I covered it in
I
stickers.
had a Nintendo SD Tribal.
I had one of those ones that was like see-through.
Oh, I always wanted one of
Yeah.
those. They looked so cool. They're
Yeah.
so 90s as well. It's
It
like a
was.
see-through console.
But I got it at a car boot. Pretty much every single console I've ever got has been at a car boot.
Nice.
Up until I moved to uni, and that's what I spent my loan on. Was buying both an Xbox One and a PS4. So all of my loan went on a TV, which was no, it didn't. No, I'm lying. That was after uni, where I bought a 65-inch telly. Promise you, I'm not overcompensating for anything here. I am 6'4". Like, but.
Well, we're going to cut that bit out.
Nobody was thinking
No.
you were compensating for your height.
And I'm not going to tell you how large my TV is because it's going to sound even worse.
I hope that all stays in.
I hope it does. But yeah, so like I bought an Xbox One, I bought a PS4 with money that was remaining from my loan. And then I got rid of my PS4 and just had the Xbox because like I needed to pay for some food. And then I was just like, I realised I splashed out a bit too much. And yeah, so that was my like first proper non-car boot console, and I still have that Xbox One to this day.
I'm not going to lie, while I was at uni, we did like buy a console and then, you can return the console within 30 days. So we would play the console for 20 days
Wow.
and then return the console, and another person in the halls would buy the console and then do the same thing. So that between us, we all had a free console for like a couple of months. Yeah.
That's-
Yeah, you think you were cheap?
a little
We
bit
were
dark.
peak cheap.
That is genius.
That is a little bit, yeah.
Wow.
There you go. There you go, guys. There's a pro tip.
Do
I
they
had no
still-
idea you were
being
so
poor.
dastardly.
Do they still do that now so I can get 2 months of a PS5 for free? before
Yeah,
I have to
exactly.
pay for it?
I'm going to look into this. I live by myself, though, so I can't just redo it. I'll just have to get a friend to do it. and bring
Just
it
put a
in.
beard
on.
on.
Put a moustache on.
Just put
Yeah.
a beard, yeah. They're like Fezzle from Four Lions. Where it's just,
Just give myself different hairstyles.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That
shave it
happens.
off.
I really want to do like a side shave thing.
I'll do it.
So
I'll do this, eh?
On
don't-
your head or
I don't
her
have a
head?
lot of
I've
hair
already-
though. My hair's pretty thin, and I'm just worried that if I shave the side bit off, I'm gonna have even less hair, and it's just gonna be a real problem. I was talking about this on Twitter yesterday.
Anyway,
You can follow Danielle on.
At Danielle_D20. Come join the 130 people that follow me.
or you could choose to follow WePC,
Well,
the hostess of this podcast. Thank you, Danielle.
it's all right.
Anyway, back to games. What we're here for, not haircuts.
I'm sorry.
It's-
I have trouble staying on topic.
no, never. Third one, because I'm going to move on.
Yeah.
Danielle's gone for Nintendo, and that's just ended the conversation. So, if you could go into one game from your childhood and meet the characters, which game would you pick? Who would you meet? And why are you going into that one?
Spice World, the game, to meet the Spice Girls. I mean,
I
it
think
seems
that's-
really obvious to me.
I
I'm
think
gonna have
that's
to
a
go
bit
away
of a
and do like a
violation.
full in-depth research into this title because I'm still not understanding what on earth you did in the Spice Girls game.
I don't remember. I think
No one
probably.
knows.
I think it
thought-
was like performance.
See, I can see Mitch is on his phone, so I'm just presuming that he's doing like a full background. Looking into the Spice World game.
I think it was like a performance one. So like, you had to press buttons in time to the music, and that was
Oh my god, like
also like
Tap
Rock
Revolution.
Band,
yeah, like that kind of thing. I did also have a dance mat when I was a kid that I plugged into my PS1.
I miss Guitar Hero. What happened to Guitar Hero?
I miss Guitar Hero.
It got crap. Like it went to
Well,
Guitar
there we
Hero
go.
Live, and that's basically it. What happened to Guitar Hero?
Got crap.
Got crap.
To be fair, maybe I'd go into Guitar Hero and be like a famous rock star.
But
you'd have to hit the notes.
Yeah, I was going to say, my worry is that I would go into Guitar Hero and I still couldn't play guitar, and it'd just be exactly the same as it is now.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Daniel is actually a musician.
Danielle, I can play a little bit of piano, Hayes.
I can play some guitar.
Some.
Yeah, I have a guitar. I have a ukulele
Oh,
because I'm that person.
Mumford and Sons Volume 2, that there. Like,
I can play Zombie by the Cranberries.
that's all you need. That's all. Just keep doing that song.
And to be fair, Zombie by the Cranberries, same 4 chords in the same order as Crawling by Linkin Park. So there you go.
Well, you've just stolen the Axis of Awesome's entire video there.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's different chords.
Oh,
So, and it's
excuse me. Sorry. I'm sorry, the
It's
Axis
still
of Awesome.
technically 4 chords.
no, it's because I can't play one of the chords that they do in the video.
And yet you want to go into it to be a
Because
rock.
look, if I was in there, I'd make myself have slightly bigger hands because I can't reach because my hands are really small. So I really struggle with some of the chords because my fingers just physically don't reach. So I'd go into the game. I'd be one of the characters in there that has fingers.
We're going to
for-
get you some of those big foam hands.
I don't think that'll help.
It'll be fine.
I need like finger extensions.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah,
Well,
the guy
his
who's
uncle's
very
just there.
paranoid
with,
about his
like,
hand
I'm
size.
just looking at your fingers are so long.
Thank you.
They're a bit E.T.
There's so much I could make a joke about right now.
My Tinder is Elliot Smith 20.
That's what you need to put in your Tinder profile.
What?
Long fingers.
Long fingers.
Oh, well, we're definitely
That's
cutting that.
definitely not making it. So Danielle wants to go into Guitar Hero despite not knowing all the chords. And then
Well, not even all the chords. She knows
She
4
knows
chords.
No, I know more than 4 chords.
6.
6 and
I
a
know
half.
a bunch of chords. I just struggle with bar chords because I have tiny hands. Okay? This is my life.
I'd want to go into Pokemon.
You'd want to go
yeah,
to Pokemon.
Yeah, rather than going, like, because if you're going to Guitar Hero,
Yeah.
you just know how to play guitar.
Yeah.
In
But you're
the
also
world we're already
a
in.
hero.
That's
You're a guitar hero.
As opposed to Pokemon, where you don't
Where
know
they're-
any guitar, and you're there just to see animals. You're basically just in a petting zoo. Like,
there's dragons and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
there's basically dragons roaming about that you can
Yeah, you
make
can
friends
have a pet
with.
dragon.
Who doesn't want that?
yeah, but also,
If I had the option between having a pet dragon and knowing how to play guitar,
you're forgetting though that you have to go into that world and capture those animals. Like, it is very animal cruel. Like, it's not a very good. Like, you're not going in there to be matey. You're there to capture and battle them.
No.
Like,
so this
You're
is now
my
just
best
become.
friend. They're your best friends.
I
You know?
want to be the very best, like no one
Yeah?
ever was.
Oh,
To
you're
catch
my
them,
best friend.
to catch them is my real test.
Yeah.
To train them is my cause. That's the first 2 lines.
Yeah, but
and
they
it's
also
talking
think that's their
about
best friend.
Everybody's
Yes,
just
Mitch,
started
exactly.
reciting the Pokemon theme tune.
that first 2 lines is exactly what happens. You catch them, you train them, you fight them till they pass out. Like, that is literally
try
the
not
purpose
to.
of Pokemon. I want to see your speed run on Pokemon if you're trying not to battle.
Pokemon Sword didn't get party KO'd once.
Just individual animals.
Yeah, no, I tried to pull them out and I tried to swap them over before.
Think about all of those poor, harmless animals in their natural habitat that you just come up to and basically beat the
You mean
shit
that
out
run
of
up and attack you because you're in the tall grass?
because you're in their
Yeah.
home.
They are basically feral.
That's like going to Africa and being surprised when a lion comes up to you. Like,
I'm also a bit like, why am I didn't say I wanted to live in the world of Pokemon. This was his thing.
I'm going to pretend that it wasn't.
you're gonna retract this
I
now.
also want to change
I
my
will.
answer because you mentioned dragons, and then I remembered that actually I would like to go into the world of Baldur's Gate so that I can be real
You mean-
D&D.
Have you
you
seen
mean-
the new trailer with the weird eel thing that goes into your eyeball and
Yeah, I
climbed
think
into
they're
your
going to be
brain.
intellect devourers.
What-
They are pretty scary.
Yeah, what are those,
but
Danielle? What are those?
Yeah,
I
them.
think they're intellect devourers. I can't remember. I know that there's like illithid stuff in there, but I think those are the intellect devourers that go in and like steal you.
Mitch, have you got any clue what she's talking about here?
But basically,
Shaking his head.
He's shaking. Right, this is a
is the
podcast,
podcast.
Mitch. Also, you're not on camera.
but no, I want to go into Baldur's Gate so that I can be in D&D in real life.
So we've got D&D, the animal cruel infested world of Pokemon.
Where would you like to go, Elliot?
That's a tough one. This is the only one I haven't got notes for.
You didn't research?
Yeah, I
How
didn't.
unprepared.
It's just an
unprofessional.
opinion.
How unprofessional of me. But then I'm sat there like, there's so many games.
Yeah.
I'd want to go in one that I'm not going to die,
Sure.
preferably, which like rules out like Skyrim and everything, because I stand out like a sore thumb. And I've already got bad knees. So like...
I've killed many giants.
I
and
don't
stuff.
need to be running around in the open area. Like I'm
you, a
fine being
gazelle?
at home. Yeah, I've got the body shape of one. Like, I'm trying to think of some games that I'd be a part of, but none of them. I'm kind of drawing a blank a little bit.
Would you want to go into like
Slender Man?
GTA and just be like a gangster?
Be a random guy.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, well, I was going to say like actual be a gangster and...
no.
But again, you could be doing this stuff now.
I'd go.
There's
in
nothing stopping any of us going
Yeah.
out and...
I'll
Just,
tell you what.
Being a
pesky
gangster.
morals.
Well, yeah. The morals aren't going to go away in the game.
Just gives you more of an opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh, the Outer Worlds would also be a good shout because you get
Hmm.
to captain like a spaceship just like Firefly.
See, I'm kind of feeling like Fallout, but like, no, let
Seems
me
like a
out.
weird choice.
Yeah, but like, because like, if I'm a Vault survivor, happy days.
Sure.
And then like, I can choose to be whatever I want to be. I want to go to the Minutemen, fine, I'll do it. I want to go and set up shop in the middle of nowhere, fine, brilliant. I'll be a hermit. I don't care. I can't really grow a beard, but that doesn't really matter. Like, no one's going to see me. And I won't have to be annoyed with all of these random people running about looking for treasure or whatever is happening in Fallout 47 or whatever it is now. Like,
Fallout 47.
I don't know what it's called. Like,
That would be 76.
thank you.
Get this.
My numbers
Pro
aren't
gamers.
great.
Pro
It's
gamers on
And
this
he didn't
podcast.
pass GCSE maths, remember,
pesky
guys?
maths. Like,
Oh,
them
them numbers.
bloody numbers. Damn it. No, actually, I'm gonna go with Jedi Fallen Order because, yeah, I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna double down on Jedi Fallen Order because I've seen Star Wars. It don't look that hard. And if I have the Force, like if I'm a Force user in a real world, then that's just really easy. Like
Yeah.
it really eases you. Like I don't need to be a Jedi. I can just be. And the Empire were really like they sorted the galaxy out. Like let's not arc on about this here.
Okay, so
They
you're going to be dark side in this then.
like,
I feel like you missed the point of the Star Wars
Yeah.
movie.
There's
but
been
you-
9 movies now, and
If
you've
you-
still not got the point.
if you really think about it, what did the Empire do? Centralized the government, gave everybody jobs, but built in proper infrastructure and security, properly funded the police. All Jedi did was run around and swing swords. Like,
Well-
they were nice people, sure, but that doesn't mean you're going to be good at democracy. Like, I mean,
But it wasn't really a democracy after the Empire took over, was it? Because
Well, no, it was an empire.
Yeah, exactly.
that's the point. I don't
So
want
they weren't very good at democracy either.
I don't want a difficult life where I'm in a democracy and people have to vote for things. I want
to be
people
a slave.
I want people telling me what I have to do. Like I want to go and get a job. Like even at the start of Star Wars, Luke's going to go and join the Empire. He goes and says, "I'm going to be a pilot in the Empire Academy." Han Solo was a pilot in the Empire Academy. Can't be that bad. Like,
I mean, they left.
I mean, both of those people, yeah.
yeah.
yeah, only because they killed his aunt and uncle, which is their own fault for
Only.
harboring a
Oh,
fugitive.
Yeah.
Like,
Only killed, their whole family.
they were harboring a fugitive. If that was the police nowadays, and we were told they were a terrorist,
I'd be pretty
yeah.
mad if they killed my family.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you'd be mad. Don't get me wrong, you'd be mad. But that's also not my family. I'm not Luke Skywalker, thank God. Like, because that seems like a lot of pressure. Like,
I get told off for veering off topic.
I'm just very concerned about Elliot.
So we all.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm going with Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order because I don't need to be a Jedi as long as I've got Force abilities.
Okay.
I can always be an Inquisitor.
So you just
and that
want,
seems like a really cool job.
You just want like all the powers but none of the responsibility.
Exactly.
Cool.
Spider-Man. I've got it. All right.
Do you not want to go into the new Marvel's Avengers film and just have everyone look slightly off?
No, I want to go into the Spider-Man
They're already
game
doing
and
the
just
new
be a
game.
regular guy.
Yeah.
I just want to be a regular guy in Spider-Man's New York.
So you just want to go to New York?
In Spider-Man's New York, yes. Because, yeah, like...
So you just want to go and see Spider-Man then? Because if all you want is to see Spider-Man, you could just watch the film.
Yeah.
But that's not the same.
Why is that not the same?
Do you know what? If you go to Universal isn't Universal Studios? Yeah, it is. If you go to Universal Studios, you might just find Spider-Man, you know? I hear that he apparently appears there every now and again. So you could just meet Spider-Man there. You don't have to go into a video game.
But that's not my Spider-Man.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, we've had...
You know, the next episode of this
Gate.
podcast is we're going to book you in and tell you that you have guests coming in and we're just going to send in a therapist.
Hey, I've always been told I needed therapy as long as it's on the company tab. I'm really not like that. Like, it's expensive for me. I usually just buy stuff. Like, I don't need to talk about my feelings. Anyway, so final topic of discussion. So we've had Boulder's Gate, which is
D&D,
Your
basically. Just I get
dream.
to go and be like
yeah.
a cleric.
Thing is, how does that work though? Do you like just roll dice in the game, or is it like?
Well, in the new one, there's quite a lot of like I've been playing the original Baldur's Gate on my Switch because I downloaded 1 and 2 ahead of number 3 because I'd never actually played it before. But in the new one, there's like dice rolling mechanics in there. But the one that I'm playing, you don't really roll the dice so much, but you have all the same kind of abilities and spell attacks and things like that, and you equip things. You just kind of like, it's just a top down, you walk around and kill things.
Yeah, like the dice rolls are going on. They're just in the mechanics that are working out what happens. You don't actually see the dice.
But the
Because
new one
nobody
you do.
wants to see dice.
The new one you do. I always want to see dice. I own a lot of dice. Dice is my thing.
Is it not die?
See, I've seen this. People tell me this, but then because dice has become so prevalent in use as both a singular and a plural, it's kind of one of them accepted words now
Like
that you
sheep.
can use it as both. Well, no, that's just
No, that's just
that's
correct.
just English.
No, but like you use that for
This
both
is like-
the plural and the singular.
Yes, but that's correct. I mean, dice and dice, it's become a common usage thing, so you can use dice for both.
So if everyone started saying sheeps, eventually that would become...
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though it's incorrect, but it's a common usage.
Anyway, number 4, fourth topic, final topic.
This is so chaotic. I love it.
So we're going to talk about the progression of tech. Because I had to put a tech thing in here because we
Cool,
are
yeah.
still a tech company.
We are. And
So
we
the
definitely are
what-
very knowledgeable about the subject.
What do you think was the most high-tech thing you had growing up? And what's the most high-tech thing you have now?
I have one from when I was growing up. And I'm not saying it's necessarily the most high-tech thing, but I just remember being like so impressed by it. Was with my Game Boy Color, when you got that cable that you could plug into each of the Game Boys and trade your
yeah, yeah.
Pokemon through the cable. I was like,
And there's a little thing that appears on the screen where you can see the
see it
Pokemon
move through the
pass
cable.
each other.
Yep.
Sold.
And the fact that you could trade things in this game from your game to somebody else's and it just this cable, I was like, and I really wanted one of them printers to plug into your Game Boy as well. Did you know?
Printer?
Yeah, you could
Yeah.
get little printers to plug into your Game Boy that you could print stuff off of.
What would you have printed? What
Is
what
it
do you
like
print?
Pokemon pictures or something? It was the Pokemon one that you got.
Yeah.
But that, honestly, I just remember that being like so high tech for me when I was younger.
So Danielle's is a cable. Jack. Wow,
Wires.
that's
Wires.
I mean-
leaps and bounds we have come for Danielle. Like you must look at like projectors and auto driving cars now and think, oh my Christ, I'm living on Mars.
When I got one of them
Mind
wireless
blown.
phone charger things, you know, where you put it on and it lights up, I was like, magic, absolute magic.
How did they do this? Shit, I tell you what, like
So yeah, I now want to say something really like technical, like the updates in ray tracing, or something along those lines. But really,
you feel like you've been let down by Daniel. Underperforming cable. I mean, there's 4 cables on this desk right now. Are you going to be okay?
But,
This is when I was like, what? I don't, wait, how
But the
old
one
was I
that-
when this
yeah.
game was like 10? Well, I don't know. I don't know what years. I don't know how old I was because I don't have proper memories. But I think it was like 10 years old. I don't have a long-term memory. It's really difficult for me to like remember stuff.
so naturally,
So you
she was the
decided
perfect
you wanted
guest
to be
for-
on Growing Up a Gamer, which relies on your
Well, no, I remember like
accountability of
playing
your
games
past.
to do that, but I just have no idea how old I was in any of these situations because I can't like see the. Anyway, I think I was
I
like
can't
10.
see
Because I think I
my
remember
age.
doing it at junior school with this cable, so I would have been under 11 because that's junior school. Yeah,
Junior school,
junior school.
primary.
Well, I had an infant school and a junior school. They were split up. So, like, we had reception year 1 and 2 were in Eagly infant school. And then years 3 to 6 were in Eagly
and all
junior
the
school.
Americans are already just
Sorry,
completely
yeah.
lost.
So, I know most places have them all together, but we had separate ones in the little place where I was from.
Oh, you Tory. And then I had primary, secondary, college, and then university.
Yeah, that's why.
That
I
was
had infant, junior, high school, and then I went to...
high school.
Well, it was called
High
Turton High School. So, yeah. Turton High School is the name of my high
nice-
school.
Turton.
Turton.
As in, no, that's Tartan. God's sake.
We've gone off topic again.
Oh, no.
See, annoyingly, I was going to say, like, you know, the coloured backlights behind your TV.
LEDs.
Yeah.
So we've got cables,
Cables
and light
and LED
bulbs.
lights. Yeah, I know.
Cables
This is
and
the-
light
this is the
bulbs.
issue.
This is honest to God. Like,
The question was, what was the most high-tech thing you had when you were a
When
kid?
you were a kid,
Yeah.
that
This-
like
this
blew
was
your
high-tech
mind.
when we were
Yeah,
kids.
exactly.
see, I was going to go with like a Furby or something, or like one of
Oh,
those.
because that's so much more technical.
That's very high
I
tech.
think that's less technical.
Than a cable.
But it was
Or one of those dogs that you like had the bone with, and it used to like
Oh,
walk before
yeah.
the
I
bone.
remember that little
those.
robot
Yeah.
dog.
I remember
Bro.
the man that walked
Yeah,
around.
blows
down
your
the street.
cable and bloody
Oh no,
line.
I just remembered. Oh my gosh, I had the best thing when I was a kid that was technical. It was called TV Teddy or TV Talking Teddy or something like that. And it was literally this teddy that you'd sit and watch TV with, and it had special videos that came with it, and it would respond to the video. Like there were certain bits when it would ask the teddy a question and the teddy would answer. Like it was like linked up like that, and I just remember that being the best thing in the world. Like my teddy would talk to the TV.
God, I'm loving this convo. We've got cables, light bulbs, and a teddy.
A talking teddy that
Oh, I-
responded to a VHS.
Jesus. So, Jack, you were saying something interesting about ray tracing.
Yeah, I'm just really excited for the PlayStation 5 particle effects, although we won't be able to have a teddy bear that reacts to those particle effects,
It's
sadly.
like way before Alexa was a thing. You had TV talking teddy.
Alexa is
Sounds
one.
like the iToy for
What's an iToy?
PlayStation 3. It was like that camera, and you used to like.
Yeah,
used to respond
I
to it.
remember when they just used to include cameras and like
And
the...
Connect.
which one was the one where you walk in front of it and it would automatically sign you in, and it never worked?
Connect.
Yeah, I think it was
We had one of
Connect, where it's
those.
supposed to scan your face and sign you into your account.
I-
Did not work.
I had like the Connect games, and I used to go like that, and then about 4 seconds later, it'd do that. And I'm like, oh god.
I just have so many memories of like Christmas Day, like having the Connect up, and like me and all the cousins and like my brothers would just be playing all of the ones we have to like run and jump over obstacles and stuff.
See, we
That
were never
was-
good. We had still had my like 9-year-old Wii at Christmas, and so we just get Nan on waterboarding, water skiing,
Jesus.
water skiing. That's a family
Well,
secret.
we've
that
now
shouldn't have
got
been
you
shared.
on
Social
camera
media-
and
that is a
admitting
social
to
media clip.
waterboarding your nan.
I mean,
If I've ever seen something that'd be so perfect for a social media clip, it is Elliot saying that at
waterboarding
Christmas
Nan.
he used to waterboard his nan.
she forgot the roasties. What can I say? Like, but yeah, no, we used to like water skiing and tennis, and it was like my nan on it, and that was funny. And then all the cousins playing bowling, and we'd all just purposefully flick the bowling ball back and watch all of the me's go and it's that was my childhood.
I mean, but that stuff was pretty like exciting when it came out. All the stuff with like you could do emotion instead of just pressing buttons. You know?
Did you ever used to like flail your arm about when you were playing tennis? And so like your tennis racket would just always be in motion.
I used to love the sword one in Wii Sports. You know, you had the sword and you had to slice stuff quickly in a certain direction.
Oh, like with the fruit.
Like Fruit Ninja.
Like Fruit Ninja,
Yeah.
which, by the way, they've brought out like a VR version of Fruit Ninja.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That's
Oh, it's the
thing
one
that
where you look like a
exists.
Jedi, right? Is that the one with the coloured, like the blue one and the red one?
Yeah, in the Wii Sports, yeah. And you had to like beat the other person
you
together.
got it from the
Yeah.
action.
I got that.
But yeah, the Fruit Ninja is now a VR thing, which actually links really well to the point I was going to make, was that like technology was so exciting when it came out, and now we have stuff like VR, where not only is it just your movements, you can see it all in VR. And then when we were at CES in Vegas in January, we got to try on like haptic suits and stuff.
Like in Ready Player One.
Yeah, I mean, they're not quite that yet, but yeah. But they would do like, you could do like music programs on them and feel vibrations of the music in different places. And if you did like, there was a boxing one, you could feel, it didn't hurt, but you could feel where it would hit you. And it was very cool. And there was like shoes that you could use in VR so that you could walk on the spot and your character would walk, to like make it all this like super immersive stuff.
Haptic suit, I want it to work.
I would
yeah,
have it like paintballing,
Yeah, they're in early stages still, I would say. I mean, these were really, really advanced and great, but the technology itself is not there
The
yet.
vibrations to the music.
Yeah.
What's that going to be used for?
I'm not sure. I don't really remember. I didn't try out the music one. I think Andrew tried that out. Because it was me, Andrew, Will, and Jay that were there, and I think Andrew tried out the music one, and we just wanted to try the boxing one, and then there was a shooting one which I did, which I was really bad at. But you could like, it would you'd feel when you got shot in the back, and you could hear stuff. Like it was pretty immersive. It was really cool. So that's, we've gone from Doom and doing that to having things that you can move yourself to having this where you're just fully in the world. So I'm excited to get proper Ready Player One, full on haptic suit setups. I'd love that.
Well, that's what they reckoned that Hyperscape was supposed to be before they announced that it was a battle royale game. Like everyone was really excited that
Like
that
an
was
Oasis.
going to be. Yeah, that's what they thought that Ubisoft were working on, and then they announced that it was a battle royale game.
Didn't Facebook make something like last year that was like this virtual world you could live in and like make it like an avatar of yourself, but nobody paid attention to it.
It would not surprise me. I know that they're massively doubling down on the VR stuff that they're working on. When that's actually going to get rolled out, I don't know. But as soon as it does, it'll just snowball. Because all we needed really was a big company to start wading into that.
If it's not Mark Zuckerberg, it's gonna be Elon Musk. I reckon that's who's going to do it. I'm just like mad how they've gone from like those crawl along dog toys that you used to have, not dog toys, but the toys that were dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. To like those actual robot dogs that are like really, really scary. Like they freak me the fuck out. Like
I don't think any of the kids' toys now look that different from the ones that we were using. Like they look pretty much the same. The little toy
Barbie's the
robot
same.
dogs do pretty much the same as they
I don't
did
know,
back when we had them.
I saw something. Oh god, this wasn't that long ago. I was watching a program. They were in Japan. I don't remember what program this was, but they had like this robot dog that they treated as their genuine pet. Like they loved it in this family, but it was so like the movements were a lot like creepier.
it's like
more
Hoovers.
realistic.
We've got Roombas now and everything.
Love them things.
I do
My
love
friend
Roombas.
has a like lawnmower Roomba. Obviously not called a Roomba because it's like outside, but yeah, it does the
A
lawn.
Lomba.
A lawnmower.
That sounds dangerous because
Yeah.
they must have had to attach like a big blade to the bottom of the thing that just goes wherever it wants.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't usually get in its way. I mean, it's like a lawnmower. I don't know
You
what
definitely wouldn't if it's got a big word.
I mean, it's not like got
coming out of
serrated
it.
blades on the edge of it or anything. They're all like underneath.
It sounds like Robot Wars.
That was a good program.
Yeah.
That's
Great
some
program.
high tech stuff from our childhood.
There you go.
Robot Wars.
That is really high tech. Anyway, so before we go off on another tangent and spend 10 minutes talking about Robot Wars,
I don't know what we're talking about. We've been
we'll call
completely
it-
on topic
yeah,
the whole way through.
we'll call it time here. So this was the WePC podcast episode 3, Growing Up a Gamer. We're now on
Plus
Spotify.
additional.
Oh yeah, don't. plus a little bit more. Sorry, Jay, you're gonna have to edit out some bits. But yeah, we're now available on both Spotify and Apple Music, so you can find us on both of those things. If you enjoy the podcast, why don't you subscribe to it? We always could do with more subscribers, or leave us a little review, as long as it's not a 2-star review or a 1-star review. We don't care.
5-star.
Yeah, 5-star only. I feel like an Uber driver. 5 stars. 5 stars. No, I'm Elliot. I've been here with Jack and Danielle. Sign off.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for that really awkward sign off.
I don't know.